Hi guys. I wanted to start doing some videos to give people a deeper perspective, with what I'm trying to accomplish with Mantra Muscle and, being an online health and fitness coach. And what I wanted to do was show you examples from my life of what I've done to better myself and get to the position where I'm at. And there's concrete things that I actually did, proven characteristics and um, methods that I didn't really know at the time that led me to the point that I'm at now. And one of the biggest examples that I want to share with you is most of you know that I work for the state that I live in, and um, I was a mechanic for many years. Being a mechanic for the state and having basically not much movement in where you can go, especially being as young as I am and how new I was. Basically, what I was looking at with how many people were above me and, with people moving on and retiring, I was basically looking to retire as a mechanic. And I came to the resolution that, well, if I'm going to be a mechanic here, I'm going to make the best of it that I can. And that's what I started doing. And I not only started, being as positive as I could for myself, but the people that I was going to be with, because I'm going to be with these people for the next 20 years. I might as well try to have a good relationship, no matter how badly that worked out at times, no matter how many times people can misjudge you, think poorly of you, or think you have different motives for why you do things. Um, I always kept myself on the same moral path of trying to do the best that I could, trying to help the people that I was working with and make the best of it. You know, um, as a mechanic, there's not really much you can do. And when you're working with the state, you have all the same cars. So one of the things that I like to try to do is, write down a history on this car make and model and all the problems that it has and all the parts that it takes, so that you know when you come across it again, you kind of forget what it was that you were caused an issue like a drivability problem. You could say, oh well, I wrote it down, here's this what it is. It makes it easier, and so I was doing those types of things. At the times when new people did get hired, I tried to bring them into the atmosphere, or um, the climate of being in a union shop, and what that means, because nobody told me what that means when I got there. I seen people getting pitted against one another, and backstabbing. It's a secure job where there's no stress, and everybody was causing stress. So I kind of got caught up into that whirlwind, and I didn't want the people that came in underneath me to have to deal with that. So I put up a big list together of all the things that I knew were pitfalls and areas that could get you fired, or things that they really don't want to see you do. So, I was helping the technicians that were there as best as I could, whether they wanted it or not. And when people came in off the streets and just started working for the state, I tried to give them a heads up, for what to expect. And I was basically happy and content by doing that for the rest of my life. I'm just going to make it as best as I can. I'm going to be here for 20 years. I might as well make it fun, or at least happy, regardless of how everybody thinks of me. And what had happened was, see, we're talking years to where people are at the supervisory level and they've literally got nowhere up. So there's 30 plus technicians, and you have 3 supervisors, and I'm the lowest in seniority, you don't think you have really far to go. You kind of just resign to being stuck at the bottom. But I wasn't necessarily taking that approach at the time, and I didn't know it. I was helping people, trying to make things work better, and just trying to lead by example on how you can work for the state and still be happy. Lo and behold, a job came up, and I took the supervisor test, and I passed, and I scored extremely well. Um, I actually scored the highest. I'm a good test taker, and a lot of these things are common sense, how to treat people. Um, but the key is when I went into the interview, people were groomed for the position if there ever was a chance to move up to a supervisor position. And everybody thought that the same people were going to be a shoo-in, that they were going to get it. But then I walked into that meeting, the um, it's not an interrogation. What's the word? Um, Interview. The job interview with 4 other people. Yeah, that was a really tough word to think of. They're sitting back, they're all relaxed, and I'm right there, and I'm ready to go, and I'm giving them answers, and they're happy about it. And they said, "Is there anything else that you would like to share with us?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I put down a list of 20 pieces of paper. This is what I give to new hires, with time off and overtime in winter and how we handle these things. This is, a violence thing in the workplace that I give to them. This is the union handbook. I was a union steward, but at the time I wasn't anymore, but I was still acting as one, just so they knew what it meant to be in a union. Um, I was giving them, oil filter charts and oil capacities on all these different cars, because a lot of people come in from the outside and they're usually working at like a Ford or a Chevy or a Dodge. But now we work with all of them, in Hondas and Toyotas. They don't know all the capacities and stuff, so I make it easier for them. I want to reduce as much stress as possible for when new people come in. And I blew their freaking minds. And they turned around and they said, "How could we not hire him?" When everybody else thought that they were just going to get the position, I was already preparing for a few years prior, just being happy with what I was doing, to do a supervisory position because I wanted to lead and make everybody happy. And I was a shoo-in to get the job. Nobody understands how I got the job. They just don't understand. They think that I know somebody. It took them for a while. They thought I was doing it as a joke. But I really want to help people. And so my point is, if you're stuck in some place where you don't think there's any way out, you can prepare yourself by making it the best that you can and doing more than what you need to. You will outgrow your position. Eventually, you will outgrow your position. It's just the way it works. That's how it happens. I had no intentions of becoming a supervisor. No intentions at all. And things happen. The world works in mysterious ways, and all of a sudden, I resign in 2012 that I'm going to be a mechanic for the rest of my life, and within 8 years, I am now the youngest supervisor for the state of Connecticut. I beat people out that had 15 years experience, 20 years experience, because that's already what I was doing in the position that I was at. Now I'm moving forward, not in just a supervisor position to help people with, on my job. I want to do that outside of it, because I'm progressing more and more, because I've always just wanted to help people and help people and help people. Now I'm a Beachbody coach, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm helping people reach new levels that they didn't think they could possibly reach. So, yeah, that was just a story that I wanted to share with you. You know, use it, make your life better. I mean, what else are we going to do? We're going to be here for a good amount of time longer. So you might as well make the best of it. And it turns out if you make the best of it, the best will come to you.